Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, lovely, lovely friends. Thanks very much for tuning in. And you are live with me here on the Astro Radio Network, Ivana Psychic Radio, and Moonstruck TV. And I'm your host, Zsuzsanna Hörcsög, coming to you live from the UK. And you are here with me in this very, very moment in time, watching and listening to this show, Zsuzsanna Medium Show. So, long intro. So it's really lovely to be here. I hope you are all very well. And then you see, as I'm talking to you right now, I am live, and I know that you are live in this very, very moment. So today, I'd like to talk to you about time, and not just in any kind of caliber, so scientifically or all various things, but talking to you about the spiritual time, or how we work with time in the spiritual realm. And to be honest, I absolutely love this topic because being a medium, being a reader, really feels like traveling through time very, very often. And then when we have spoken to a few people and worked with their energies, it really feels like traveling through time and watching different films, sections after each other, and different spaces and different times. It's absolutely, absolutely beautiful. But you might be wondering how we are working with time, or what you can do to develop your sense of time, or how spirit is working with time. So you see, in our physical reality, we've got the yesterday, today, tomorrow concept. And then if you are expanding it, this three-dimensional, one single linear timeline energy, the past lives, if we go a little bit back, past lives, and then also we can tune into the potential future energies, because we are able to tune in and we are able to travel through time through meditation or any of those wonderful, wonderful practices. But then still, we are here in the physical body and we are experiencing ourselves in this very moment. And we can have only this very moment, the present moment. But then you see, when the soul, when the individual passes over to spirit and they are here with us and they are giving us guidance, and then they are talking about their own life experiences when they were children, or when they are talking about their own families going back to many, many generations, they are referring to the time what they experienced here on this earth plane, just like how we are experiencing time right now here. And through that experience, very often, actually, that's why they are talking about that, because through that experience, they are teaching us certain things, and through their own experience, really, what we can take forward, so that the time what we spend here on this earth plane is really, really worthwhile and really magical. And then you see, so how does it work? They are using our own senses, physical senses, our sense of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, feeling, knowing, our empathy to feel into the time. And then you see, if you have, for instance, your clairaudience much stronger than your clairvision, then you might hear something. Spirit is going to give you something related to your sense of hearing, so that you are able to place that piece of information to certain times. So if I give you an example, if you suddenly hear certain machinery, sounds of certain machinery, and at the same time you are seeing the vision, the picture of what spirit is giving you. For instance, when we are working with your grandfather who's making a reference to some Victorian times of machinery or something in relation to his own family, or let's say even the 20th century machinery, then we are able to describe what we are hearing. And because we have knowledge of having seen certain things or having heard certain things, then spirit is finding that particular sense that can get through to us, so they are able to give the sense of time going back maybe a generation or even 2 or 3 generations going back. I'm finding it absolutely, absolutely fascinating. And you might be wondering, how would it work for me? Because I'm not having my sense of hearing. So how can I work with that? But then, once you start working with energy and with time, spirit is going to give you little clues. And then those clues are going to be repeated. And then you notice the pattern, for instance. You notice the pattern. So, for instance, if you are working with your dad and your mom's energy, or maybe the paternal and the maternal side in spirit consciousness, you might have that they are placing the paternal side on one side of your physical body, and the other side, the rest of the family. And they are showing you events, or you are having a sensation in relation to that part of the family. So you learn that your paternal side stories coming from that energy, from that angle, are related to your paternal side, because the image or the information is coming repeatedly. And then your job is to acknowledge it, and your job is to give a meaning to it, give a sense. So spirit says that, yes, actually, she or he got that information, piece of information, and we got a pattern going, so we can show them something else, something different. Now, there is a conversation of the spiritual energy, how they are talking about our time, because in our physical life, we can be very, very restricted because of our physical time. We are rushing and we are waiting. So it's definitely in relation to our patience, sense of patience, we are experiencing time. But then from the realm, either we are talking about the spiritual realm or the higher dimensional realm, when they are talking about time, they need to use the terminology, the language, the senses, what we understand. And when they are describing the sense of certain dimensions and times and all various things, they are giving us the sense, because we don't have the physical experience of those dimensions related to time and space. So you see, that is my take on the whole thing, but then that is what I have been shown and what I have experienced. And then you see what I found really fascinating when they are talking about their sense of time from spirit consciousness, it is not as important as it is for us right now. Why? Because we are so very much attached to our reality that we feel that we are running out of time. We feel that we need to speak faster. We feel that we need to attend many, many people and situations around us so that our life feels like worthwhile living. But when we are receiving conversations from spirit consciousness, they are showing us that actually just think that your life is just a very minute thing on the whole horizon. And then even if we are giving it so much meaning, when we are going back to spirit consciousness, maybe there is a different energy related to our life, which is more important, maybe love, maybe compassion, maybe being kind. And then these things are really, really timeless concepts, even when we are living in our physical reality. Now, I was actually thinking of how I am sensing time as a reader, how I'm sensing time. And I became aware that because my sense of time is maybe related how I gesture, how I'm using my body. You might have noticed how spirit is using my body to give us information. So it feels quite subconscious in that sense, because suddenly I'm just noticing what my hand is doing here and there, or my body is showing me something. But then you see, with time, spirit is using what I would understand as the time structure when I'm signing, for instance, British Sign Language, the BSL, and then how we are talking about time, how we are saying it's now. So it's in this very, very moment. One very moment, present moment is a now, and then the later we are showing there's a direction to it, or we are talking about last week when I'm going last week. So I'm using the space around me. So for me, how time is being represented, the past is behind me, the future is in front of me, what is in front of us it is a single path. And then what is the recent past is to my left, above or behind my shoulder, and the potential future going forward. But I need to take attention, need to make a reference to certain things. They are going to be towards the right and not necessarily in front of me. And then again, above, when I'm feeling energies, for instance, the angelic energies, they are not here on this earth plane. So whenever I'm receiving energy from the angelic realm, they are most certainly above my space. And then maybe it is because how we were taught about, thinking about angels, maybe in churches or cathedrals, and there are the frescoes and the paintings. So this is how we might be we might have created the meaning of those frequencies, time and timeless and limitlessness energies. So this is an absolutely fascinating conversation. And you see, for you, your job is to notice how you are receiving certain pieces of information, noticing the patterns, giving meaning to it, and being grateful for that, so that when you are receiving something else, then you feel that you are growing in your spiritual realm, spiritual life at the same time. So you see, now I could say, because I know I've got only less than 60 seconds left in this show, I could say that I have run out of time. But to be honest, I have not run out of anything. Most certainly not time, but I could say that I'm grateful for the time I could spend here with you and share my little chit chat. So come back in 7 days' time and come back in the future, and that is going to be our present time. So my lovely friends, it was just awesome to be here sharing this piece of time, segment of time with you here. Check out my pages, zsuzannamedium.com, and have a beautiful week. Enjoy the very present moment. So I'm sending you lots of love, many, many blessings, and bye for now. Thank you. Bye.